when you want to become very good at something, it really helps to know exactly what you want to become good at and how that looks. So, and that plays into a concept I call practicing what you want to become good at, which seems like an idiotic concept. Of course, man, right? But practicing is really repeating the movement of what it is that you want to become good at, but slowly, right? You can't do that in sports because we got gravity and stuff, right? So you just have to try and hit the goal, try and throw the ball, try and hit that whatever, right? And then do it enough times until the brain learns that, hey, it feels like that when I'm doing it right. When it comes to guitar practicing, do not do any of such sorts because it's going to sabotage you immensely. And I'm sorry to speak about this again because I have been for the last 20 years, but we need to hear it again and again because the brain naturally does something that is quite the opposite. It tries to push for results. It tries to push for speed, push for accuracy, push, because that's what you do when you try to throw a spear very accurately or try to do anything else very accurately. Even if you want to become good at running, you push to become faster, right? But on a guitar, that's a disaster, and everybody does it. So in a way, that's why we say we should warm up when we start, because you shouldn't warm up when you practice guitar. You crazy? What is it that you're doing when you're practicing since you need to warm up, right? It's like, yeah, I need to warm up before I'm cooking. How are you cooking, right? Are you throwing knives around, right? Or are you lifting heavy things? What's the warm up about? It doesn't make sense, but it only makes sense if guitar practicing is somehow some kind of tense experience when I'm trying to get the freaking chord in here. Right? And if you tense up, even the least of tensing up is a disaster. What you really need to do is you need to work on precision and accuracy in that you place, let's just say it's chords, right? You place your fingers in just the right spot. And it's easy all the way. It's easy and relaxed all the way, right? So, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I might just do a little adjustment, right? See, now I'm practicing what I want to become good at. You know, if I can keep that pace, if I can keep focused like that, my heart is beating slowly. There's no stress hormones in my body, which enables me to not learn. If there's any stress hormone in your body, which you get from that, then you don't learn anything. The brain is basically in a gear now where it's trying to do what you want it to do, like this, right? It's in war mode. And you can't learn that because that's a short-term mode where you're just trying to deal with the situation, not trying to build for the future. If you want the brain to build patterns for the future, you must be completely relaxed. Just imagine a caveman or woman, right? When you're out battling enemies or you're out throwing spears at predators, then you're in stress mode. You're trying to deal, with the situation. Then when everything is calm, you're around the campfire or you got enough food, so there's no stress, then you can build your house. Then you can learn. Then you can figure something out for the future, but not before. So when you sit down and practice like this, I'm exaggerating now, but even the slightest amount of trying to do it faster than you can really do it is just, you're not practicing anymore. Really, you are not practicing. You're just being stupid. Sorry to call it what it is, right? So if you got like say a two note per string thing like that, and you're trying to do alternate picking, right? And if you at any point go from to just that little trying to make it happen, now your brain is okay, now we're just trying to give you what you want. We're just trying to make it happen. And you're not practicing anymore. You're just using the skills you have and pushing those skills to the outer limit of what you can actually do. But the real catastrophe of practicing like that is that now you start making tiny little mistakes and bigger mistakes. So what are you repeating? Little mistakes and bigger mistakes. Every time you play something that you are uncertain about, just that little bit, can you play a note? Let me hear you play a note. You did that with total certainty. It was so easy, right? Now let me hear you play this. And as soon as something's gonna go, right? That's not practicing. That's performing. So you need to go, that was one note. That was the second note. That was the third. And that's the fourth. My pulse is all the way through the floor, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm showing the brain a pattern that I would really like to be able to do faster, right? But how do you make it faster? Well, by repeating the pattern. There's simply no pushing for speed. There is none. You're not pushing for anything. You're just being stupid, right? And I've done that millions of times because no matter how much I know this, my brain is still going to try and push for speed because it's an idiot when it comes to guitar practicing. It's very good at becoming very good at throwing spears and, hunting down animals and doing, stuff like that, right? Or athletics or, running fast or whatever. It's very good at that. It knows that, trying to put the ball through the hoop, let's do this 1,000 times. And every time I do it right, I go, oh, that was, and the brain remembers, to some degree what I did, right? How it felt to do that. And then it becomes better. That's what it's good at. But this, not so much. That's why we need to beat the crap out of this little insight here over and over and over again. And remember that each time the brain, you start focusing on something else because it becomes easier and easier to do this. Then you start focusing on something else and before you know it, you're pushing for speed again, right? So you have to say, stop it, right? Right? So I really sincerely, the results I have gotten from correcting my brain's innate willingness to always push for speed is crazy. Don't do it. Focus on accuracy and precision again. See you in another video.